why narcissists want to have children, even in many cases pushing to have a child, are not the same reasons that most have for wanting to start a family. That though, yes, unfortunately, there are selfish, not well thought through, and flat out bad reasons that occur in non-narcissistic relationships. There's no question about it. However, majority of the time, for most people, the reasons for wanting children are made with good intentions for all involved, the parent as well as the unborn or not even yet conceived child, regardless if the reason was even necessarily a great one, to which is truly what separates and the biggest difference within narcissist or narcissistic psychopaths, and in turn adds a whole new level of twisted wickedness to their already jacked up reasons for wanting a child in the first place, which, mind you, is not due to a lack of understanding of what they are getting themselves into from the standpoint that they are cognitively intact. Narcissists know right from wrong, just as they are fully capable of grasping the concept of the birds and the bees and difference between a living being versus a non-living or inanimate object. They are delusional, not demented or hallucinatory. They just don't care about anything than their own selfish needs, or view you as your own identity in the sense of your having your own opinions, values, and feelings. In that regard, they are the only person in the universe whose feelings and opinions are in existence. Being devoted to this delusional image in that everything they do revolves around and is strategically and intentionally done in a way to do so. There's absolutely no exception to the rule, nor do they stray from this in their reasons as to why they want to have children, any more than they do in the ways that they go about manipulating and tricking others into having one. Oh no. And in my opinion, is what seals the deal to just how truly morally fucked and inherently evil these individuals truly are, in their knowing that once a child enters the picture, unlike marriage, that too, in the eyes of a narcissist, is another way to trap their victims. It still is possible to acquire a divorce from Satan, breaking you free of being bound to, brain fucked by, and having your soul completely annihilated by the devil. But you can't unhave a child. And as such, narcissists use having a child like some form of reproductive enslavement to ensure that it keeps their victims trapped permanently. A strategy that more often than not is one that involves a combination of means such as, but not limited to, coercing them into the act of sex, coercing them into thinking that having a baby is a good idea, the intentional misuse of birth control, or getting someone intoxicated. And what makes this wicked trap even more despicable is that many narcissists are repeat offenders using this baby-making act on multiple counts with multiple people, whether they are married or not, or if the one that they are intentionally trapping is the one that they are married to or in a commitment with, driven by the motivational force for their own personal gain, such as thinking that this will make them come off more normal, as that's what others do around their age and what is seen as being socially acceptable, a front to protect their likable human getup, a way to fulfill their legacy, as clearly this extension of themselves will unquestionably be nothing but a prodigy, a way to ensure that they have a source of supply indefinitely to keep this delusional image alive, as well as seeing it as a weapon or form of punishment so that they can use starting from the moment of conception, but never do they ever take into consideration as to what this means for the child and how much this child is going to feel all the unwanted feelings that they spend their entire lives running from, because they literally do not give a single shit about their own offspring any more than they do anyone else, and are just as willing to bring about, create, and watch them suffer so that they can get their sadistic pleasures off of seeing them do so. Because just like anyone else, watching their own children suffer makes them feel powerful, makes them feel special. It doesn't get any more inhumane or morally corrupt than that. These are the things that haunt the minds of their victims and shatter their souls, and the reasons behind why there is no way for anyone to escape this heinous abuse unscathed, unscarred, and emotionally traumatized, that keep their victims bound to them by feeling helpless, hopeless, foolish, and ashamed, that despite being psychologically tormented, tortured, and having had endured every form of abuse from mental to emotion, physical, and sexual for nearly 2 decades, that still, after enduring all that I did and having 3 children of my own with one of these monsters, that I truly cannot even imagine what it is like to have one of these demons as a parent. It is literally unfathomable and wrong on all levels. No one deserves what these deplorable meat sacks bestow, especially not a child that forever leaves you feeling guilty, no matter how you slice it or direction you go about looking at it. In the end, our children are still going to suffer because of what life entails being involved with a narcissist. And there is nothing that you can do to change this, fix this, or walk away without it still affecting the life of your child. Nor can you entirely eliminate the danger that this is inevitably going to present, leaving one in what is so far beyond just being a shitty predicament. It's like watching them walk into a burning building without being able to do anything at all, because no matter how you go about it, trying to do what is in your child's best interest, you soon come to realize is just another trap door filled with a different kind of danger. Because regardless of narcissist not giving a single bit about what truly is in their child's best interest, or even viewing them as someone with feelings at all, they will still do everything in their power to see to it, use this weapon to turn your child against you, or as a way to get what they want through the court system, putting on a show, making it appear as if they genuinely care. Absolutely no intentions whatsoever of actually playing fair, cooperating with co-parenting, or to not intentionally go about ways to unnecessarily create devastation, disappointment, any chance that they can. That even years after post-separation or divorce will be continuously battling these hurt machines that are like spitting nail guns spinning loose, trying to make every situation a way to which they can feed off of you from and obtain their much needed supply, as they live to manipulate, exploit, lie their faces off, project their problems, repeatedly betray others in the most fundamental ways possible, demean, devalue, dehumanize, insult, terrorize, torment, and torture others. And yet judges don't want to hear about whether or not they have their confirmed diagnosis, despite that even studies have shown that narcissists are not capable of being decent parents, as well as their parenting will undoubtedly have a long-lasting and detrimental impact on their children and affect the relationships that they have with others throughout their lives, that aren't just some disordered personality, but purely evil characters. Still award these monsters equal custody or sometimes even full custody of these children, and why one education should be mandated within our judicial systems, law enforcement. And as much as it hurts your soul, it is never in your best interest to stay. You are still good to no one if you aren't good to yourself. And there is no way to heal from this type of abuse as long as you are still daily receiving doses of their psychological warfare. The best thing that you can do is to get away from these people and continue to be the best parent that you can be, to which none of us are perfect. Every single one of us will do something that inevitably is going to create some trauma during our children's childhood. But that does not negate, and in the course of a day, felt like you were juggling between being a referee, a tutor, a line cook, taxi cab driver, butler, maid, nurse, and a shrink, that at the end of the day, seeing them tucked safely into their beds, rather than crashing from feeling defeated, warmed your heart in knowing that they were safe, and are the things that make you a good parent. Continue to try to do your best. Show your children that you love them, because the narcissist will not. They can feed them all the lies, tales, all they want. Because here's the thing, at some point, your children will see. And if they don't, then there's nothing that you could have done by staying or doing something differently to change that. But don't let the fear of these people haunt you or prevent you from trying, despite if judicial systems have your back or want to hear it or not. So speak your truth. Stand up for you, your children, because no one deserves what these monsters bestow. Focus on you. Fuck the narcissist.